Hey y'all, it's Felix Fletcher here, back with another Elden Ring build guide. I'm going to be showing y'all my first character, which is an intelligence-based build. I really love this Knight Calvary armor, but I'm going to go over stats first this time. So I'm a level 194. You want 60 vigor, 60 mind, but mind you can keep lower at lower levels, of course. My endurance is really high for it. Most of the time you could just keep it at 10, but because I'm high level now, I'm basically just raising endurance and mind for stamina and MP. My strength might be a little high, but this character uses the Moonlight Sword and another sword that requires high strength, so I'll show you that. Dex is 13, that's just for the sword requirements. Intelligence is 80, although I have the mind talisman equipped, and that's why it looks like it's 85. And Faith and Arcane we won't be using, so there's my stats. As far as weapons go, I use the Dark Moonlight Greatsword, so we can test that out. Oh yeah, I don't want to accidentally break any jars around here. Did I already get the jar talisman? Make sure. Cause yeah, I don't want to be pissing off Jar Barn guy. Oh, okay, I already did his quest, so we don't need to worry about that. So if I push L2, basically it imbues the sword with holy power, and then we push R2, and we can do a beam. Now this beam doesn't go very far, so it can be a problem, but it's still fun, and it does cold damage, so I do like this sword. My other sword I use is called Helphen Steeple. You can see why I have high strength for that one. But if you just want to do Moonlight Sword, you only need 16. So this one, I just really like how it looks with my armor and everything. This one, you do the ash, and it puts black flames on it, which just looks cool. Unfortunately, it's not really a ranged attack, it just adds black flames. So that you may not find nearly as useful, but I just like it for my character. And if I need one of these, I'll pop on my Dex Talisman if I need a fast Rapier, or to do sacred damage to undead that continuously revive. So those are pretty much his weapons. And besides the Pulley bow, which I decided would be this character's bow, and this character's crossbow is the full moon crossbow, just because it's an intelligence-based one. Now, let's go over the wands for this character. So my favorite wand ended up being this one, which is called Azur's Glintstone Staff. You find it in the Mage Academy behind a hidden wall. Now, why do I like this one so much? Well, if you look at it, reduces casting time of all sorceries. So I just find this more useful than any other wand, really, because usually it's that speed, that damage. If you can cast spells over and over and over, you do more damage, so I typically find this one to be the best. Technically, this is the best wand in the game, which is Lusat's Glintstone Staff. Enhances power of all sorceries, but consumes additional FP. So the reason why I don't like this one is you usually end up getting fewer casts out of your mana pool. And it just doesn't seem to be as good as this one during testing, because you just get the spells out faster. I did use this for a long time, carrying Regal Sceptre, which you get for beating Queen Renalia. The main thing about this one is it enhances full moon sorceries. So if you want to use the full moon spell, definitely go for that. Alright, so those are the intelligence-based wands, although I have upgraded all of the other ones that give bonuses to certain things. Let's talk about spells now. What kind of spells are the best? So, definitely one of the best spells in the game, and the first one you want to get is called Sling. Now you can get this bad boy in Khalid Swamp, and it is amazing. I defeated most of the early on bosses with this spell, so it summons 3 homing rocks, and they do home in on the target. Although they could try to dodge, they do physical damage, and literally I use a spell to beat the boss of the game, the Elden Beast. Because it does physical damage, it can knock them down, and it's just absurd. Early on, you may want to use the Meteorite Staff because it does bonuses for these types of spells. So if you're looking to start out, I would go get that. It takes 18 intelligence to use, as well as the spell does too. So that's your first goal, is to get Meteorite Staff in this. Then you'll be golden. Comet might be my favorite spell, second favorite spell. This one is just amazing, and you can charge it. You'll probably end up using this on most enemies in the game. It's just really, really good. Go get that in the Mage Academy behind the hidden wall as soon as you can. Of course, it has high intelligence requirements, so don't expect to use it early on. This one, I see a lot of people using this one and calling it the spell from Dragon Ball Z. But I just have a problem with this one. I always get hit, but it takes a while to charge up, and shoots a very powerful beam. Now, if you can manage to land this, my Mimic Tier usually does. That's why I have it equipped, so the Mimic Tier can use it and not me. But if you're really good at aiming spells and whatnot, this may be your spell of choice. Alright, here's another spell. Founding Rain of Stars. This one kind of does over area of effect, so if you want to spray down some damage, that's a good one to use. I also got Stars of Ruin, which is kind of like a homing version of that spell. Pretty darn cool. And then the last one I have is Ambush Shard. Now, if you've been playing intelligence characters in this game, you may notice that NPCs tend to dodge spells for some reason. But this one appears behind them, and it shoots them. So they don't get as much of a chance to dodge it. So I really like that spell. I don't know why. It's good the AI is really good at dodging, but that's what's really good. So let's talk about any other spells we might have that are useful. Other ones I might recommend is Magic Downpour, which you get in the Carian Study Hall. That can be useful for the boss at Castle Sol if you don't have anything else. There's multiple enemies you have to fight at once. That's kind of like a Founding Rain of Stars, basically a lower level version of it. Loretta's Great Bow and Loretta's Mastery. These are also fun spells that are really good, and this is really kind of accurate. I don't know if I can just kind of show you what it's like, but let's put that on. And then Renala's Moon. That's kind of the one I was saying you may want to use with the Carian wand, but there's a Dark Moon version of it. I think the Dark one, yeah, the Dark one costs more. It costs about 10 magic points more, so if you're going to use it, you probably just want to go with the Full Moon one, unfortunately. This Night Maiden's Mist is really cool. And what else? Oh yeah, Adula's Moonblade. Where's that? So let's just put on some of these other ones. So this one is really great. It does a lot of damage when it hits. So go ahead and get that from Queen Renala. Don't worry, you can use a Mausoleum to dupe her soul, so you can get that and the wand. This, I was kind of using this on Millennia. Put the Poison Mist, so. But the only thing is, if you stand in it, you take damage too, and that's what I don't like about it, because it'll kill your Mimic Tier or your Ash. But if you can trick someone into standing into that, that's a wonderful spell. This does cold damage, but you have to finish Rainy's quest to even get this spell, so. And then Loretta's Great Bow kind of takes a lot of MP, very accurate. Alright, so as far as armor goes, I like the Knight's Calvary armor, but that's because I have high endurance now. You know, you can wear whatever you want as long as it's light. Because being a mage with 10 endurance, you'll probably end up wearing light stuff. As far as talismans go, I've got Erdtree Feva, the Intelligence, Stargazer Heirloom. Other useful talismans for mages are Marika's Sourceal, because it greatly raises intelligence. This one, because it greatly reduces physical damage. Of course, all of these level 2 that reduce damage, as well as certain status ailments. So, but you also want this. Greatly raises potency of sorceries, so you definitely want that. There's a lower level version too if you're just starting out. And of course this thing, shortened spellcasting time, you'll see most of my characters trying to get that from the Mage Academy as soon as possible. Alright, well that's King Alfred, my intelligence build. You will own most of the game if you just get Rocksling early on, and just take it from there. Trust me on Azur's staff, it is badass. And enjoy using the Moonlight Sword, but you do have to finish Rainy's quest to even get it. So, hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, leave a like. If you want to see more, subscribe. And we'll see ya on the other side.